My last thought for the day, I talked about Mount Vesuvius and that apparent natural disaster and how it wiped out the sexually immoral city of Pompeii. If you've not seen it, then check out the link up there. But I mentioned as a throwaway comment Sodom and Gomorrah, assuming that all my watchers would have known exactly what that is. But if not, let me just go into a little bit more detail in this thought for the day, and I'll bring across a really important point that I think you really need to learn, so stay till the end. Sodom and Gomorrah was also a really sexually immoral city, just like Pompeii was, and God wiped out that city. He gave them warning, but they wouldn't heed, and Lot, the only righteous man in the city, was rescued by his nephew Abraham, and out they came, and God rained down burning sulphur and wiped them all out. And it was a tragedy, but the reason why that happened is because God is a holy God, and God will not stand to cope with sin in such a disgusting fashion. There was all sorts going on. There was, was raping in the streets, and not just women with men and men with women, but men with men and women with women, and it didn't even matter what your persuasion was. And, God had had enough, so the city was wiped out. Now, what does this teach us? What lesson can we possibly have to learn and to take from these two examples of Pompeii, which I don't believe was a coincidence, and Sodom and Gomorrah, which definitely wasn't a coincidence? And it's this, that God will punish sin. And we need to escape that punishment. And the way we escape that punishment is we go to where the fire has already fallen. Now, if you are in a bushfire, do you know the safest place to go in a bushfire? It's to where the fire has already been. So if you find some charred remains of trees in the forest there, you run for them and you stay there, because as the fire rushes through, it will not consume where it is already consumed. And you know where else you can go? You can go where the fire has already been poured out to escape the wrath of God. You can go to where the fire has already been poured out on Jesus. God took the wrath of God. God took the fire in Jesus. Jesus took the punishment that we deserve on that cross. And thankfully we can be saved through what Jesus has done. So if you're not a Christian, if you don't know him, and if you need to be saved, as we all do, from those fires, then go to Jesus and be saved, because the wrath of God was poured out on him, and thanks to him we can be forgiven.